No. Step out of it, Phoenix. What's the matter with you? Giving in to doubt. I can't look back. Forward is the only way to go. No, Your Honor, not yet. It isn't over yet. Right? Can't lose sight of what's important. Believe in Athena, and always believe in her. The very end. Eventually, I never gave up on his client. I had to pick myself up and stand firm. Make that brain work of yours, Phoenix. I don't see a way, I'll just have to go back and look for one. Time to rethink this case thoroughly. It seemed the fact that Athena might have said was one with the utility knife. Must have been pocket witnesses Athena's hug. Professor Blackquill didn't see the knife at the scene. This means someone must have moved it from the lab before he arrived. Who would have taken the utility knife from the lab? Someone else. Third person was at the scene. I trust in the theory that clue that third person was at the scene. According to Blackquill's testimony, Athena and her mother were the only two there. How this third person managed to escape Poncho's detection? I know, this person was avoid Poncho's reputation by covering their own face. Person hid their face. But wait a minute, Poncho's a heartbeat detection system too. If they covered their own face, Poncho would have detected their presence, but they wouldn't have been able to tell who they were. Wait, that's it. Whoever could have covered their face and posed as the was person to avoid detection. Right to Sykes. Person posed as the victim. Whoever posed as the victim. We'll explain why Poncho thought only she and Athena were there. Why does he take advantage of Poncho's basic recognition features? Cooper uses stone to pose as the victim. Her jacket. Victim's jacket. Cooper could have posed the victim by wearing her jacket with the ID tag on it. Let's leave the heartbeat detection system. How did Cooper get around that? It wouldn't work if I can detect the real Dr. Sykes' heartbeat too. Does that mean the real Dr. Sykes was already dead by that time? That's the case. Due to Athena's stab, the real culprit. Athena stabbed the real culprit. That's it. The person Athena stabbed wasn't Dr. Sykes. It was the person who murdered her and pretended to be her. The real culprit. Now that Mr. Wright has finally finished thinking, now let's bring this to a swift end. Please give us your verdict, Your Honor, so that we can move on to the hostage negotiations. You're absolutely right, Prosecutor Bridgeworth. I hereby...
Objection!
No! I didn't say it was finished. I was only pausing for a second. Because I realized something so shocking I take a breath to digest it. But now, I know for a fact that... Miss Sykes is innocent. But Poncho saw me. He witnessed the moment of the crime. Yes, Poncho did witness something. Saw the hug. In other words, the moment you used the utility knife. But the person you stabbed wasn't your mother. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? The answer is simple. The person Miss Sykes stabbed was the third person posing as Dr. Sykes. What?
Objection!
Do you really expect us to swallow that, Mr. Wright? According to the robot's statements, there is no third person there. Do you think I wouldn't see through your ludicrous grab for time?
Objection!
After all we've been through, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm disappointed. Don't you know by now that this smile of mine means I have absolute confidence? Ha! You make that pose all the time, regardless of the facts. Uncle's strains malfunction. Mr. Turan, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sick bay? Mr. Turan, but that's Apollo you're talking to. Well, this Onkajunk here is mistaking Apollo for the Clay. My first Apollo is played by Clay's ghosts. That was another case of mistaken identity caused by a jacket ID tag, all because Klonko couldn't read Apollo's facial features due to that eye patch. Like Mr. Treasurer said, a task can nullify the robot's facial recognition, and then... all the first one have to do is wear a jacket with the victim's ID tag to pose as her.
Objection!
Of all the ridiculous theories, what good would a silly disguise like that do? You've forgotten that the robot also has a heartbeat detection system. There was a third person at the scene. The robot would have detected them. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but that doesn't count for much, I'm afraid. Because by that time, Dr. Sykes' heart had already stopped beating. What? So does that mean... Yes, Your Honor. The person Miss Sykes stabbed. The third person who was pointing at Dr. Sykes is their mother's real killer. But that's... impossible! Mask. The person I stabbed was wearing a mask. Order! Order in the court! Miss Sykes, did you say something? Mask. Yes, I remember Athena, what is it? I remember a man with a mask. How could he... What did he do to my mother? My head... Miss Sykes, you're right. No! Oh! The Black Cyclops. They're breaking. It's all coming back to me. Everything that happened the day my mother was murdered. They're gone. The Black Cyclops are finally gone. You didn't really stab your mother, did you? It's alright, Athena. Just tell us what you saw that day. I was drawing a picture. When I was done, I went to show it to my mom. I opened the door, and then... It's alright. I'm right here. You're safe, Athena. She was on the floor by the workbench, with the katana sticking out of her. There's a handkerchief over her face. But I knew it was her by her clothes. And there was a man there. A man.
Hold it!
Quiet, Your Honor. Go on, Athena. He tried to attack me. In a panic, I grabbed the knife that was there and... he dodged it first, so I only got his clothes. But I tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember it clearly now. The knife went in the back of his hand. And then he kicked me and I passed out. When I came to, my mom wasn't moving. I had to do something. I had to fix her, I thought. So I asked Ponko to move her into the operating table. Something's wrong with Mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her. So that's why she said that. Your Honor, as you can see, the defendant just given us crucial new testimony. The man was there before Miss Sykes arrived. A man who covered the victim's face and put on the victim's jacket. This man is the real culprit. Miss Sykes, do you have any idea who this man was? No, I'm afraid I don't. 2 moments ago, Miss Sykes mentioned a mask. Athena, can you tell us anything else about that? Yes, the mask... It was my mom's Japanese theater mask. There's one hanging on the wall of the lab. Oh, this mask hanging here on the wall. It's kind of spooky, that mask. My mom used to tell me that no mask even has the power to turn an ordinary human being into a phantom. A phantom? It would seem a new suspect has emerged. That means all suspicion against Miss Sykes has Are you not gonna be happy with us? You see, this is precisely why I can't trust the court system. Theta 6 is the murderer. I won't accept any other verdict. Miss Blackquill, this is not good. You suspect? Where's the proof that this person never existed? Who says it wasn't all just a dream in the little princess's goggy little foggy head? She's right. We don't have any hard evidence of the masked man's existence.
Objection!
Oh? Thank you, Mr. Wright. I'll never be able to repay you for all you've done. But I'm fine now. You can say with a certainty that I didn't kill my mother. Athena, I'm so glad for you. More and more memories are coming back now. So I'd like to say one thing if I could. Paco came to the robotics lab about 2 to recharge. Went to the robotics lab about 2 for a regular recharge. Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis. Then my Metis fell down. After that I was recharging, so I don't know anything. I see where you're going with this. If Mommy Metis really is the killer in disguise... Right, but you must have come to the robotics lab before 2. Is there anything here in the evidence that can help me find this person who came to the lab before 2 p.m.? I mean, there's the video.
Take that!
This must show Blackquill leaving the scene after the incident around 3 p.m. What I'm wondering is, why does the video show anyone passing by here before then? I don't see anything in the investigation report. It looks like they didn't check. Just as I thought. So we rewind the footage and go back to around 2 p.m. We should be able to see the true culprit leaving the scene. Very well then, let's take a look. There, please elaborate there. Looks like you said, there's a man leaving the scene of the crime. Miss Sykes, do you remember this person? That's him, I'm sure of it. He's wearing a mother's jacket. I did, but what I really wanted to see was her jacket. That jacket on display. It was Dr. Sykes. You see, there's a slash to me with the utility knife that day. Sure that knife is under that jacket somewhere. So then, everything Miss Sykes said... Exactly. It proves Miss Sykes' memory was correct. Dr. Sykes' killer arrived at the robotics lab before 2 p.m. He killed her and hit her face with the handkerchief. Then he disguised himself with Dr. Sykes' jacket and mask there in the lab. Kurt probably knew beforehand that the Funko charged up at 2 every day. So he waited for Funko to come into the lab for a regular recharge. But leaving Dr. Sykes' jacket on, Herbert tricked Funko into thinking he was Dr. Sykes, never making him look like she was alive up until that point in time. All this guy's the real time of death.
Objection!
Edgeworth, are you gonna raid on my parade? It's a nice theory, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid it's just not possible. What? Why not? I think the jacket is clearly visible right there in this photo. That right there is precisely the problem. A ID tag on the jacket at the scene confirms without doubt it belonged to the victim. The person who left the lab was surely wearing the victim's jacket. Then how could it possibly wound up back at the crime scene? What's going on? That doesn't make sense. Edgeworth's right. The culprit is wearing the jacket. How did it get back to the lab? The killer brought it back? The killer used the jacket as a disguise to make his escape. But in order to conceal that fact, he had to get the jacket back to the crime scene. The culprit simply returned to the robotics lab later on and planted it there. Objection resolved.
Objection!
Except that it would have been impossible. The only person who came to the robotics lab after the killers were Oscar Blackquill and the people who reported the body. They claimed that the jacket was there when they arrived. So, when do you suppose this mysterious man of yours had the chance to return the jacket? A puzzling question indeed. When did the culprit have the chance to bring the jacket back? When the body was found. The only time the culprit could have returned the jacket was when the body was found. Mr. Wright, do you realize the implication of that argument? I do. Most people, when they come across a murder, focus their attention on the body. Kubrick could have taken advantage of this second to plant the jacket. In other words, the true culprit of this case, the man known as the Phantom, was one of the first people to discover the body. I would never have thought of that. Order in the court. What is the meaning of this, Prosecutor Edgeworth? The body was discovered and reported by a group of 3 people. They're there to collect the space probe's capsule in preparation for the Hat 1 launch. One of those people had a special bag to burn toward the capsule in. Oh, you mean the soccer assistant bag? Correct. Suppose that if the jacket was in that bag, it could have been returned to the scene of the crime without anyone noticing. I'll see it till you get the reports on those 3 people. You will? You should also check the face recognition database for that robot. Thurston felt the need to hide his face with the theater mask. And it might mean that his facial data was once registered. Prosecutor Edgeworth, does this mean... I have to admit, I believe Miss Sykes' memories to be credible. You win, right? Not that this was ever an official trial anyway. Do my ears deceive me? Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you actually conceding? Is it true, boss? Does this mean I'm... Can't believe it. It's over. I won. Prove that both Athena and Prosecutor Blackquill are innocent. Your Honor, it's no need to further prolong this trial.
Objection!
Hold on, Mr. Wright. Have you forgotten who's in charge of this trial? That's right. I'm the one who's supposed to say I see no need for further prolong... Not you either, Your Honor. No silence. Little princess who was truly beloved by Metis and repaid that love with death. All these years hitting Athena was the only thing that's kept me going. What do I do now? Can anybody tell me? How am I supposed to go on? Miss Blackquill. How unlike you, Aurora. Metis was deeply compassionate about her work and chose you as her partner, isn't that? Shut up, Simon. You knew exactly how I felt about her. Touch as a coworker was all that I wanted. Then what did you want from her? Did you really just go there, Your Honor? Do you not see? Aurora, there is something I've wanted to say if you will lend me an ear. I have in my possession a lead on who Metis' murderer is. You do? Right, Stono, you asked me about the identity of the Phantom of 7 years past. That's right. The Phantom. Person Blackquill has been looking for, even from behind bars. 7 years ago, somebody hatched a plan to sabotage the Hat 1 rocket. The spy. But he was no ordinary spy. We knew not about him, his background, appearance. We came to refer to him as the Phantom. At the time, I was working with the police to hunt him down. Then one day, a miracle occurred. I attained a lead on him. Oh, how exciting. What was the lead? Recording of the Phantom's voice, but the quality was too poor for proper voice analysis. It's I had hope. Laura's co-worker was a scientist who could analyze human emotions. So I asked her to evaluate the recording using analytical psychology. And that scientist was Dr. Sykes. Yes, the spy's greatest fear is to have his true identity discovered. In addition to the Hat 1, Dr. Sykes' results from recording were surely among his targets. In search of the Space Center bore no fruit, so he must have started to panic. He couldn't find them, but where could they have been? Who's to say? Oh, I bet he's never let that out of his sight all these years. How in the world do you smuggle him into the prison? Oh, I have my ways. What's more, my partner is especially talented at that sort of thing. I went to lure the Phantom by spreading rumors throughout the underworld. I was even granted permission to prosecute cases to attract the Phantom's attention. Just try to retrieve her identity, you bloody butcher, became my taunt. What about the results Dr. Sykes drew for you? Was there any useful information? Here, you can see for yourself. But take good care of it, it's all I have left of my mentor. I will. I better hold onto this real tight. And no psychic report added to the court record. I cannot... Psychological profile, classified. Emotional output of this voice is extremely weak compared to typical voices. Subject deemed to have unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. No emotional fluctuation, huh? Spy experiences no emotions, not sadness nor anger, and naturally no fear. He's the very definition of a phantom, a monster with no heart. Don't you see? This creature is the rot that destroyed all our lives. It ails us into emotion. The Phantom indeed, a fitting name for the one who's brought darkness to our world. Well then, it seems a faint image of this man has started to take shape. Based on what you've learned, I'd like all of you to concur the clear investigation. It's not a formal trial, but I do want to follow protocol. If I may, I'd like to hand down my verdicts and bring the proceedings to an end. Whatever, do what you want. I hear no objections from me. Yes, please, Your Honor. It's over. It's finally over. Very well, in that case, Wesker Blackquill, can you please take the stand? As a result of this trial, your innocence has been proven. The verdict handed down 7 years ago is thereby overturned. And now, the defendant of the current trial, Miss Athena Sykes. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, thank you. Thank you for everything. Athena, you're more than welcome. Everyone is ready. I will now give my verdict. What now? Come on. You. Apollo, why are you gonna fuck this up now? What do you want? Apollo. What is the meaning of this? Congratulations, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Edgeworth. You've uncovered the truth from 7 years ago and you saved Prosecutor Blackquill. However, I can't let this trial end just yet. Why, Apollo? Why would you do this to us? To be continued! Apollo! What the heck are you doing? What do you... This isn't necessarily related to you. So get out of here. Gosh. Alright, I was expecting this to be done, basically, but Apollo's like, no! I have my things to sort out, too! It's like, alright, fine. We'll sort them out then. Gosh. So, yes, I guess next time, we'll, sort out Apollo's fucking bullshit. So, yeah, we'll see what happens then. So, until next time.